Boom! Agile user stories made easy. I'm going to explain it in the most logical, simple, down-to-earth way that I can so that you can learn it, start using it, and start using the information to ace the PMP exam. Let's get into this. All right, so first thing you got to know is I'm opening up the accelerator for you. I'm letting you in to see how we do stuff because this isn't obviously a video from the accelerator, but it's the deck we use and how I explain things. So let's go through it. User stories, what are they? Why do you need to know them? They are critical to your Agile success and your PMP success. So let's get into this thing. All right, so first thing we need to do is we need to understand what the heck is a user story, right? What is a user story? Well, as we see over here, what do we see? The product backlog. And if you're listening to this, realize there's a long list of user stories. They're on a product backlog. Well, what the heck is it? They are a statement of what is needed. So a user story is a statement of what is needed. They stack up on the product backlog and they are framed, super important, from the user's perspective. So we got to see it from the user's eyes, okay? Really clear. And they are designed to drive understanding and discussion, all right? So we're going to walk through that and say, what do you mean by they're trying to drive discussion? Very, very important, all right? Now, these can be used predominantly in Agile, but if you wanted to, you could be influenced by and use some of these to help you develop requirements in Waterfall. But this is an Agile technique and it's beautiful, okay? So user stories, I want you to think of them as bridging the gap. So what gap are we talking about? People who want something and people who build something, all right? So user stories help bridge the gap between these two, and it's really beautiful how they do it, all right? So there was a guy, still is a guy, named Jeffries. He's the founder of Extreme Programming, or XP, super genius, okay? We'll just leave him as super genius, awesome guy, really impressive. We are all in his debt. And what he did was he defined that the 3 C's of user stories are, as we go through, there are 3 C's. The first one is card. Let's not get fancy here, just a little index card, right? And so they're physical cards, and there's a reason why. I'm holding up fake, physical card, but imagine I had a physical card on my desk. I don't right now. And so they are annotated, written down, the user story, the notes, the estimate, by hand, right on there, and the story is on this card. Now, the card is powerful because what can you do with a card? Well, you can pick it up, you can move it around, you can share it, you can scribble, you can rip it up, you can stack them up, you can do all these things. It's not some pristine, artifact that's created and put somewhere. No, you put it on there, you do it, you get the conversation go, and you start moving it, right? So the card, the physicalness is super important. Then the conversation. We said 3 C's, right? Card and conversation. It's the details come out when I got this card and go, like, what do you mean? Like, what does this mean on here? And how'd you get that estimate? And well, can you talk to me more about it? So it's designed to get that conversation going back and back with whom? The product owner, the people who know about it. That's what we're trying to do. A deeper understanding and discussion must occur. That's what comes through the card. It's not comprehensive, like written to the floor. No, it's gotten there, and then the conversation helps bridge that gap. Super duper important. And then confirmation, right? 3 C's. Third one is, what are the acceptance criteria for this card, for this user story, right? And then what is the expectation of what done is for the product owner? Got to know all 3 of those. And it doesn't happen by putting it up there and not looking at it. Got to get there, get your hands on it, start talking it through and moving it around. Beautiful. So what's the structure? Do you just write random stuff? No. All right, so the structure here, we're going to talk about, let's just give an example. As a patient, I want to be notified remotely when my doctor's ready to see me so that I can lower my COVID risk by spending less time in the office. Do you see how there's a relative structure? For those uninitiated, it may feel weird and wordy, like as a patient, but think we're looking through the user's eyes, right? Here's another one. As a patient, I want to be able to update my insurance info online so that I'm not held up in the office filling out paperwork. Now, if we have a system here, we're trying to update the payment information, the system for COVID, right? Computer system to make it more compliant in that world and make it easier for our customers. If we're trying to update that system, these would be great user stories. Now, they start the conversation. What do you mean by this? How does it work? All these different things, right? And so let's go deeper into the structure. Let's break it down. As a blank patient. So that's who we're talking about. I want to be notified remotely when my doctor's ready to see me. So to see the structure, I want to, or as a blank, I want to be blank so that I can lower my COVID risk by spending less time in the office. All those things go together so that it flows in a user story. All right. It makes total sense. And if you think about it, right, as a patient is who. I want to be, all the details is what. And then why, so that I can. So you hit the big ones. Who, what, why. To get understanding, that's what you need, right? User story is super powerful. Who knew that a piece of paper would be super powerful? All right, so they follow a structure. As a user, define the user. I want to provide the value, able to do this, given this information, whatever it is, so that I can, and you give the reason. What's the logic? That's how you frame it up. Gets the conversation going in the right direction. Now, user stories, all these cards, these requirements, think about it. Like, hey, we're having this new system. COVID world's come. We got to update our office, our doctor's office, so that we're compliant. We're making the customers feel safe and secure, and we're improving flow. How are we going to do it? You might have the office go around and get all these ideas. Ooh, we could. As a user, I want to be able to, blah, 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 so that we start filling these things up. And where do they go? Product backlog, right? Boom, boom, boom. They make up the product backlog, all these cards. Awesome, okay? Now, the creation process, obviously you don't want to do it alone. Get the entire team involved. In the office example, the people that check them in, the nurses, the doctors, the customers, the admin people, everybody, get them involved. Do it periodically because ideas come and they go and they bubble up and we learn and we get it going, right? And they're driven by the overall product goal. Like, what are we trying to do? Like I said, flow. What does that mean, flow? Like in this example, we want to increase the safety and security of our customers in the COVID neighborhood. What does that mean? Let's talk through those goals and let's force ourselves to think through requirements that would serve it. Makes total sense, right? And then we want to write as many stories as possible. Don't worry, ink's basically free. Cards are pretty close to it, right? Doesn't mean we have to do it, but you can't have an idea till you get an idea, all right? So you got to get them out there. Then we start the conversation of working through what is most important, right? But we got to get them there, okay? So how much depth? Well, we laid out the structure, the who, what, why, right? And so they want to be brief and focused, boom, to the point, all right? Now we get the details through the follow-up conversations and questions. What do you mean? What, would this mean this? Oh, how would we know? How did this come out? What it would look like for success, all these things. When do we need it? And then like the team and the product owner having these conversations, okay? Distilling it down, refining it, getting better understanding and clarity. Understanding is what we're driving to. So beautiful as we go there. So context and reasoning are where we're going as this is a tool, right? See these little cards, these user stories as a tool to meld minds in the Vulcan sense, right? We're bringing them together. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, okay, I see it. And then we're coming together in that respect, okay? And then as we're doing it, we're making sure that we nail down the acceptance criteria. Okay, if we do this well, what does it look like? What is acceptable? What do we want, okay? Nailing that down, all right? So that's the big point right now. We want to understand user stories. We nailed it down. Now, if you want more lessons like this, where I am ranting and raving in a positive way, we try to make it visual for you. We try to bring it to you. We try to give you examples. And this is just one little baby module. Then why don't you come and help us? Why don't you come and help yourself? Why we say, get involved. Come and email me. You can get involved with the 7-Day Accelerator anytime. It's super duper double triple easy. You can fill out the application. Go to pmmasterprep.com. Just say, apply for the accelerator. No obligation. Just tell us a little bit about you so we understand where you're going, your timeline, what you've done. And then we can say, hey, we think this is how you should go about it. We help you out. Or you email me, Scott@pmmasterprep.com. Say, yo, Scott, I like that thing you did about the Agile stuff. I'd like to know more. And so we got tons of these lessons and we bring it through. Or call me and text me, 757-759-5282. The thing is, we are going to relate these things in a way you can understand. We're going to break it through and build you up. And the coaching calls, oh, buddy, come on. You don't even know these coaching calls are so good because we're working through the concepts to get me to shut up and you to start talking. It's important so that you can explain it. We can go, Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me why you think this. In what situation would that work? How would you solve a problem? What would you do in real life? And we massage your brain so that you're ready to go. So if you want that kind of mental massage, come and see us. Let's do this thing. This is PMP like no one else does. It ain't even close. If you don't know that by now, I don't know, dude. Like, I try to tell you, but we can help you. So email me, scott@pmmasterprep.com. Go to the website, hit the apply for the accelerator. Dude, I want to help you. Let's do this thing. Let's get your PMP. Oh, and by the way, we're 18 for 18 on the new exam. Ain't nobody done that before. So we haven't missed one yet. Let's go. We can get you your PMP. Let's go to work. Adios.